Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Playing in the toy aisle of radio. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss when Batman comes to the rescue, playing in the air, and tooting your own horn for attention. I am Andrew, Meister of the Run Sheet. Next to the man who claims to be a meme guy, it's Dick, I'm sign blind, Schisler. Sign blind Schisler. What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
How are you, man? Welcome, onesies. Welcome to the comedy train that I call the Audience of One.
Technically, it's the late comedy train.
The late comedy train?
Yeah, we're releasing this episode a little late.
We are a little busy this week.
Let me tell you something. Being friends with you is almost like being in a relationship with a girl.
Yes,
Because when I canceled yesterday's recording, and then we hung out later that evening, I got this weird vibe from you that you were really disappointed in me, and you were very short. And I was like, is he mad at me for doing...
I'm not mad, Dick. I'm just disappointed. I expect more
See?
from you.
I know. I got that vibe. I was like, man.
Oh, no, actually, it gave me a little bit more time to prep for this show because I traveled this past week, too, so... It was busy, Labor Day weekend and whatnot. But everyone, I think you just need to grab a knapsack and a stick, put that stick on your back, and hop aboard this train of comedy of ours. Get ready for laughs, onesies. We're bringing it hot today.
Yeah, I don't know about me today, but sure.
I'm not sure about you anytime.
I know that's. You know what's funny is a lot of people have been saying that to me the past couple of weeks. They're like, I don't even know who you really are.
We're just unsure about things.
And when people tell that to me,
on shaky ground, you are.
And multiple people, different people in the aspect of my life, and I'm like, do they think I'm like a serial killer?
Interesting you bring that up. We may have some information about serial killers later in this show.
Good.
That's called foreshadowing. Major broadcasting market.
The hook.
Yeah, there you go. Tease right there. It's a tease.
But yeah, it got me thinking. I was like, when someone tells you that, it could be anything, right? They're like, they think they don't really know you. And I'm like, okay, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because it's always good to keep people on their toes.
This is true. And you're very good at doing that.
Yes. But then it's also like, now they think I'm capable of things.
And we know that you're incapable of doing so many things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's weird. It was like, I was like, the universe is trying to tell me something. And so...
Well, be on the lookout for the message from the universe. Mother Earth telling you something.
But then I just ignored it. I'm like, whatever.
No doubt. Well, I have
it's already too late.
I have a proclamation to make. Yeah, it's already too late. I have a proclamation to make. I should have created a sounder for it. Are you ready for Audience of One Proclamation of the Week?
Okay. I mean...
Just because we have the ability to document things does not mean that we should. And by that, I mean posting everything, which I have ranted on before. But now we are doing first day of college pics. I railed on the elementary school stuff a few weeks ago, how annoying it was. I am now seeing first day of college. What are we doing here, people? What are we? And it's not the child's fault because that child knows no different. They've been doing the same thing for 15 years. Were your parents even there on your first day of college? I know mine certainly weren't. They weren't. They were 4 hours away.
No, actually, I'll never forget my parents dropping me off, and they're watching me unload everything, and then next.
Dad's only need a hand with that?
No, he didn't. No.
Maybe speed up this process, expedite it a bit.
No, but it was great. Next thing I know, my mom's crying.
Mm-hmm. That will happen.
And I looked at her.
Tears of enjoyment.
And I was like, Mom, you've been here before. Yeah. You have 6 kids.
You act like you've been here before.
Yeah, I was like, get it together. And she started laughing.
Like an all-star running back scoring a touchdown and celebrating. Come on, you've been there before.
I was like, Mom, you're good. And she started laughing. And she's like, oh, just do it, Mama. And then, yeah.
I do remember my mom being a bit sad as well when I left because, I mean, come on. It's It's one chapter opening, one door closing, and another one opening. You know, it's a big deal.
I guess.
Whatever. Do you know what life lock
Well, hold on.
is? Yes,
I
go ahead.
want to
Yes.
understand what you're talking about. You're talking about they're putting up chalkboards with like first day of college.
So
kind of
I
thing?
have noticed that when it's college pics, they're not holding usually the sign that says, but they are like in their dorm room or they're in front of their little bunk bed with their hands on their hips or whatever.
Yeah.
Or in front of some, in the quad or their campus, first day of classes. Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember sitting in my dorm room
Smoking a J.
like the first week, and I was like, "This is so boring."
I want to go back.
No, I never want to go back. I was just like, "What do I do now?"
It's supposed to go to class, Dick. That's the point of college.
Okay, that's easy. That's just kind of a given. But I'm talking like you're just sitting in this room, and you're like, "This is it."
I've made it. I've arrived.
like, this is
dorm
boring.
life.
So I went out.
Where are all the chicks?
No, they come to me, dude.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Where are they?
Yeah, no, they come to me. You gotta put out feelers, But
Be careful when you're putting out feelers, Dick. This is the Me Too era. You got to be careful.
we're talking about when I went to school.
Right, it was the Wild West back then.
No one had an iPhone yet.
Right.
So
Couldn't document everything, as I was saying.
yeah, no, but yeah, I just remember that it was a weird feeling because you're just like, all right, cool, I'm here, and then when you get into the groove of the new lifestyle, I was like, this is cool.
No, and you had to do 4 years of that crap.
Yeah.
I liked college. I enjoyed it. I'm just
no,
glad it wasn't documented.
I would know. Actually, if I knew, I would get out as soon as possible. If I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. But overall, if I think that first week I did drugs,
I bet
was
you
cool.
did.
That
Yeah, the whole week, man.
that was cool. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you didn't. Hey, Dick, do you know what LifeLock is? Have you heard of the product advertised on TV, LifeLock? It's an
I have.
identity protection
Oh, yeah.
service. I've had it. I've had it for probably close to 20 years now. That's right. I care enough about my identity to hire LifeLock.
Isn't the whole point of it to be more of like they help you after it's
Yeah,
stolen?
that is the one. Well, they do some prior, but also if your identity is stolen, they will work diligently on the back end to get everything corrected, because I've heard it is quite a
Now,
lot
is that for like IRS reasons?
No, it doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with the IRS.
Well, I meant like most
it
people
could.
most people steal your identity to do something with the government.
Or just to steal cash, buy a home in your name and not have to
Yeah.
pay anything. It's take out loans, all kinds of things. Well, anyways, you kind of forget that you have it. And like I said, I've had it for so long. But I got a notice from them the other day that said my identity had been found on the dark web. And I thought,
You didn't bring it?
wow. It was an email notification. I thought, wow, I'm on the dark web. Crazy. And then I read a little further. Date of infraction, December of 2017. What the hell, man?
Little late there.
In one respect, I'm glad that they notified me, but that means my name's been cooking out there on the dark web for the past 8 years, or 9 years even. Had no idea. It's just been out there just collecting and festering with all the dark, evil spirits. Felt like I felt a little different. I knew there was something wrong.
What, do they say what they're doing about it?
They're monitoring the situation. They're always real cryptic in their reporting, too. But yeah, I don't know if I was LifeLock that I would put that out as like a compliment. Or look what we did. We discovered something that happened 8 years ago. I don't know, man. I don't know what the dark web is anyway. How do I get there? www.darkweb.org? Or is it like .edu, you think?
I don't really know. I mean, like they just shut down my favorite streaming site, so I guess is that considered dark web?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because that's how I watch my baseball games
On the dark web?
on the legal streaming. I don't do that. I'm just kidding. And,
right. Kill the transmission on the broadcast.
But anyway,
Edit that.
We're sitting there and it wasn't working one day, and I was like, "That's weird." And then the next day, I read an article in the Atlantic. Oh, the U.S. government shuts down a giant streaming ring at XYZ, and I'm like, "Oh, that explains it."
Now, here's the thing. When that happens, you can't really be upset because, you've been getting it illegally to begin with, right? So you kind of have to go, man, be joyful for the fact that I got it for this long for free,
Oh,
right?
I was very joyful, but ironically, I found a better site.
There you go.
So I like,
Again, when one door closes,
I
another
know,
one
it
opens.
was pretty great. I'm like, oh, I don't have all those porn pop-ups now when I'm trying to watch baseball games. That's actually the best.
Yeah, I was going to say, how else would you know about the latest movies?
It was good. There's a story. I was visiting people, and I really wanted to watch the baseball game. And so I get on my laptop, connected to the big screen, and there's a bunch of people there, and I'm like doing the thing, and all of a sudden I started getting just like porn pop-ups.
Tell me more.
And everybody doesn't like the group I was with does not really care for baseball, so I was the only one really paying attention.
But they care for them pop-ups.
But then they're like, "Hey, Dick," and I'm like, "What? What's going on?" And he's like, "What's going on with the TV over there?" And like they just see a giant breast and like all this really graphic stuff, and like penis pills and like ads. And I was like, "Oh, don't worry about those. That just happens when you're trying to watch the baseball game."
I do think that might make baseball a little more interesting, even in real life, if we could incorporate that somehow.
No, it's that was really the funniest thing. I was like, "Oh, all right, guys, you know my dark life on my dark web."
That's you. Very dark.
I keep the pop-ups up. That's how sadistic I am.
Yeah. How do you keep more pop-ups, please? How do I keep these coming?
Yeah.
Bring a pop-up every 5 seconds, please.
Well, it's like one of those sites where anywhere you click, it's a pop-up, and then you have to click so many times to get what you're trying to click.
Yeah.
And so it's like here goes the merry-go-round
It's
for a little bit.
It's not the genre I wanted. Dang it.
Yeah.
My second proclamation. Are you ready for my second proclamation?
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Hold on, onesies.
What's your definition of the dark web?
I just told you I don't even know what it is.
Because to me, it's anything that's illegal.
Right, but that could be anything.
Well, like I remember when I was younger, I was like 14. I figured out how to get MIRC used to be like a chat room sharing program before Napster and stuff. And my brother showed it to me, and of course, me being me, when he was gone, I'm like, let's see what I can get into. And I found certain areas where I could download games, and I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like I never have to pay $50, $60.
My life has been changed from this very moment.
It was great for like a year, and
until the feds got involved.
Well, no, then I started, because you have to communicate with people, and then some of the people, I'm like, I don't really like talking to this guy. He's talking to me way too much.
Because he wants more info.
Yeah, it's really strange. So I guess that's the dark web.
That is the dark web.
To me, that's the dark web.
That is the dark web.
And then, I'm trying to think of other dark web sites I've been to. Because that really wasn't a site. That was a program that connected you to other people.
Sure.
So it wasn't like a website, www. But let's see what else. What else is there?
I don't know, man. Why don't you think about it? I have a second proclamation to make. Keep this show moving.
I don't really. I'm trying to go as long as possible so I don't have to hear it.
My second proclamation, onesies, is I think we have a little bit too much notification on hurricanes. Yes, it is a good thing that we know hurricanes are coming. We all need to be prepared. But now I feel like we've got so much advance notice. This thing's on the east coast of Africa, and they're warning us now, possible hurricane forming in the Indian Ocean, and take cover and all this crap. I'm going, it's so far in advance.
I don't think they say take cover.
Well, they do if you're out there on one of them little islands.
Okay, yeah.
But I think it's so far in advance that you go, oh no, and then you forget about it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, that thing, I heard about it 2 weeks ago. I think we need to dial it back just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Like, what am I going to do with that information? I'm looking at all these spaghetti models, and they're like, oh, some of them have them come towards us. Some of them are going up the East Coast. Dude, just warn me when
pay attention to too many things.
Well, it's.
I have a proclamation too.
Yes, finally.
Andrew pays attention to too many things, so he needs to stop. Well, one thing I do like about those hurricane notifications,
yes,
is they remind me of like the silver alerts and the amber alerts you get, because I always feel like the ones I'm supposed to get, I never get. Meaning, like, in your general proximity.
That's kind of my point.
And
correct.
You're getting these.
Right.
But then
what am I supposed to do with
this? But then
this?
on top of that, it's like, how does that relate to me? Oh, we'll talk to you in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, however long it takes to get. And I'm like, I'm not going to remember that.
That's exact. I believe that is my point.
No, you didn't say that. You didn't say anything about time and, like, you're going to forget what you're doing in a week.
Onesies, you and I know exactly what just happened over the last 2 minutes.
No, you don't.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Nuh-uh.
Not at all.
All right, man, let's go ahead and kick off this show.
Idiots, everyone is.
No, don't insult the audience. Let's go ahead and kick off this show because, boy, let me tell you what, the internet keeps on giving. A couple at Burning Man were met with an unexpected guest one night in their RV camper. That sounds terrifying. They're in their little RV at Burning Man and get an unexpected guest. Well, in a statement to Today.com, a spokesperson from Burning Man Project confirmed that a baby was, quote, spontaneously born August 27th in Black Rock City, Nevada, where the annual festival takes place. Get this, Dick. Kayla Thompson said that she was asleep with her husband, Casey, in their RV camper when she suddenly started experiencing a lot of pain. And only minutes later, she was giving birth to the couple's first child in a bathroom of their camper. She was met with a 3-pound, 9-ounce baby girl. That's right, Dick. She had no idea that she was pregnant, and this is called a spontaneous birth. So, going off of my audience of one rules for pregnancy, looks like these people were absolutely following them. Bro, don't say a word. It doesn't matter if your wife is crowning right there in front of you. Act surprised. And this guy did. Thank you. He must be a listener. It sounds like it. I don't think she flushed. So the baby must be healthy and happy. And now I wonder if they ticketed that child now at the concert. I don't know. Have you ever heard of this spontaneous birth? Because let's be honest, it's not really spontaneous. It is spontaneous to the mom and dad, though, I suppose.
I can see that happening. Some people don't know they're pregnant.
They didn't know they're pregnant. Seems like there might be some signs.
I feel like we've read stories about like overweight people doing that, but they actually do like a 9-pound baby. Because this baby sounds like how many weeks?
Tiny. I don't know how many weeks, but it was
if it's
3 pounds. It's a little baby. So I don't know if this woman was a woman of size. I have no idea.
Because I know we've talked about stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, after
they didn't even know they gave birth.
Well, I mean, they look down and go, "What is that?"
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh no.
I remember reading stuff about that.
I mean, I think I would recognize a baby when I saw it.
Do you think the husband goes, "Hey, I called you an Uber to take you to the hospital. We spent so much money being a Burning Man. I'm going to stay here."
Well, yeah, exactly. Typically at these concerts,
my favorite concerts tonight.
Most of the time, these people are not sober, so they might have been thinking they were tripping balls. Babe, I think you just gave birth.
That is a wild scenario to be in,
yeah.
especially in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Which this is, out in the middle of the desert.
They're in an RV, so they're like, do we take the RV?
And I'm not sure I would trust the medical professionals at Burning Man.
I think I would. I think that place is
You think so?
Isn't it well run?
I don't know.
Except that one time when it
and then that other time
rained and
it flooded.
And
then that chick had a baby, had no idea. Yeah, outside of those incidences.
How do you imagine the first contact of paramedics or anyone, first responder, and like, what's wrong? My wife just gave birth.
Now, that wouldn't surprise me too bad, because they probably would have said, oh, we've had this type of experience before. Someone goes into birth unexpectedly. Well, this was really unexpected. Yeah, no, they didn't even know. So anyways.
What do you think they're going to name the kid?
That's a good
girl,
one.
Right? So
yeah, Berna.
That'd be good.
Or Bernie. There you go, Bernie.
Pretty good.
A Florida man proved that not all heroes wear capes after he thwarted a burglary and detained a suspect. Sounds pretty awesome, right?
Oh, this is real.
All while wearing Batman pajamas. Love this. Thanks to quick-thinking neighbor in his Batman pajamas, another burglary suspect is put behind bars. This is pretty funny. This guy, I think it was last week, 2 o'clock in the morning, hears some noises and detained this guy. I guess he was... Are you showing this picture to the onesies? I love this.
I'm trying to see if the police officer to his left has a half-shaved beard.
No, I think that is some white hair, probably, I'm guessing.
So? Okay.
Or like a patch where the pigment has disappeared. Or maybe it's a flash from the camera. I don't know. Anyways,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yes, there's a white spot in the beard
what that's
there.
all about.
Well, the man told detectives he had gone to bed when his home security cameras alerted him to someone breaking into his vehicle. So, still sporting his pajamas, he went outside to investigate and saw the suspect rummaging through his truck. Now, I will say, I think if I'm wearing some sort of superhero pajama onesie like this, I think I might have some...
He's onesie of the week, isn't he?
He might be onesie.
He's literally onesie. Yeah. No, yeah. We're giving it to him. That's an early shot.
I think I might be filled with a little bit of unwarranted confidence. You know what I mean? Like... You look down, you see somebody rummaging through your truck, you're like, oh no, this isn't good. But then you remember you're wearing your Aquaman PJs. You're like, well, I must act. some false confidence, you know? You're just suddenly flooded with adrenaline. I must go and investigate.
I would definitely frame this picture if I was that gentleman.
But again, if you're the guy who gets caught, it's more embarrassing if you're caught with a guy in PJs, right?
No.
You think that's better? Well, I couldn't get away from him. Hell, it's Batman. What was I supposed to do? Do you think he had a grappling hook? Doesn't Batman have a grappling hook?
Sure.
Oh, man, super embarrassing. They have a picture of the man, the 20-year-old man named Justin Schimple. So, Justin, you are not the onesie of the week.
Why not? Why can't I give it to him? Can we give away 2 onesies of the week?
We'll let the listeners decide.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, that's pretty good.
Taco Bell is rethinking its use of artificial intelligence to power drive-through restaurants in the United States after comical videos of the tech
Is this
making
another
mistakes
diarrhea AI thing?
were viewed millions of times. Another AI diarrhea?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Yes, the last episode, an AI told me I had diarrhea.
An AI told you. I thought you told me that you had
No,
it.
I told you to tell the AI, and the AI told me I confirmed it.
I'm so confused. No, this is not anything to do with diarrhea, but
Oh, you said Taco Bell AI.
apparently, and I don't know if you've run into this or not, but drive-thrus at
No.
fast food restaurants are using AI at the fast food drive-thru to take your order to replace the jobs of humans, and I don't like it, Dick. Well, they were testing this out, but apparently some of these videos have been going around where people try and trip up the AI. One guy reportedly ordered 18,000 water cups. And of course, the AI started to facilitate the order because it doesn't know any different before suddenly, I think something in the program said, this does not compute. And a human came over and said, can I take your order? I have not run into any of these before, these AI auto takers or order takers. But they're saying, we're gonna rethink this because the science isn't quite, or the technology isn't quite up to speed with all the, comedians out there trying to trip it up. And there are other videos of people just trying to order a drink, and it says, and what would you like to drink with that? He's like, I just want a large Mountain Dew. Okay, and to drink? Mountain Dew! Got that. And to drink? And of course, he's just going nuts. Drives off, really upset. So I think the brakes are going to be put on slightly for AI through the drive-through, Dick. I know you're very upset about this.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of like the apps through drive-thrus as well. Don't do those. I'm like, I'm right here. What do I need the app for? I guess it's points.
No, I'm the whole app thing confused. Like they're making it too complicated to order food.
They really are.
And like for example, I go to the gas station all the time and I get the nicotine, right? So the guy goes, "Hey, you should get our app because you'll get points and
Right.
you're buying the stuff every day."
So we can track you.
And I was like, and he's like, "You get discounts." I'm like, "Cool, I'll get it." And so I get it, and a creature of habit, I go to the same stores. I go in there, and then I'm like, "Hey, I have this app. What do I do?" He's like, "Oh, we don't really use that. Just put your phone number in." And I'm like, "Why do I need to get an app?
Right.
Like,
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?" They're like, "Do I order it through it?" No, you're good. We'll give you the same discount. I'm like, so what's the point of this?
But I do think you have to have some of these jokesters as part of the testing for these AI algorithms. So otherwise, AI would never be able to figure it out. Like if I went through there and ordered a hamburger and be like, all right, I want #1 hamburger. Okay, sir. But can you put the meat as the buns, and then I want the buns in the middle? Can you do that just to see what AI is going to do? But it needs to learn this stuff, man.
Yeah, that's funny.
It is kind of funny. The world's top air guitar performers, Dick,
What?
traveled to Finland last week for what has become an annual display of air guitar greatness. On Friday the 16th, competitors from different nations performed in the finals of the 2025 Air Guitar World Championships. That's right. There is such a thing as an air guitar world championship. And the winner was a Finland native, Apo the Angus Rautio, which is, I have to admit, a pretty amazing name, who won his very first ever world title, Dick. Oh my God. All right. So here's, and I'm sure you're showing the video now,
Yeah, I
these
am.
people, I guess, performing. I don't understand how this is judged because this does just look like a bunch of people gyrating around on stage. But my guess is if they're trying to look for technical things that go along with the music, like are your fingers moving appropriately, you would probably have to be a real guitarist. And at that point, my thought is, why don't you just play a real guitar? But these people are just gyrating all around, dancing.
Didn't they have this show? Oh, they're lip syncing.
Yeah, I think there's a lip syncing contest. Have you ever been to an air guitar contest, Dick? Sounds like something you'd be really into.
Yeah, dude, totally.
This is just pretty lame, man. I don't know. I guess I just don't get it. But why is it always just the guitar? Why not the piano? Or maybe the air tuba? When you kind of pretend like you're lugging that thing around. Air trombone, that might be more entertaining.
What I kind of like about this, because I think everyone in their life has played air guitar at least once, right?
You just can't help it. Sometimes there's a riff that's just so badass.
What's odd to me is you go to like a networking meeting or you're meeting, whatever, you're meeting new people. And then they're like, so what do you do? What are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to Finland. What are you doing in Finland? Air guitar.
Competing.
Yeah, competing.
Do you think that's something you tell somebody on a first date that you're an air guitarist? Or is that more of a third date thing?
I don't know. I think that you can add that to like the weird interests or hobbies of people.
I'm gonna add that to my red flag list. If you play air guitar competitively, red flag. Just a red flag.
God, you're so judgmental. I don't think it's a red flag. It's just,
it's definitely. Have you seen these people? You saw the video.
Yeah, they dressed up really well. I like it. They put on a show. It's entertaining for some people.
I think honestly, you can do air anything. I'm doing air radio. I just walk around my house pretending to talk into a mic. Oh, dude, I'm really good at this.
Yeah, they call those people autistic.
Well, I think there may have been a few on the spectrum in that contest.
No, I mean, I think it's great. I always wanted to be a competitive eater.
Well, I mean, I imagine that's not too difficult.
You think that's cool? You always talk about the hot dog
No, I
line.
do not think that's cool at all,
Yeah,
sir.
you do.
I do not think that is cool at all.
We talk about it all the time.
It's because it makes for an interesting story.
Okay, just like air guitar. Thank you for playing and competing in air guitar, guys, so we could talk about it on Audience of One. Do you want to have our own competition?
That might actually be a great way to promote the station and the show.
Yeah.
Audience of One, air
Autistic friendly.
guitar. That'd be great, and you and I could be judges. That'd be actually a really good idea. Let me make a note of that.
Yeah, I give it to. Can we make them the onesies of the week?
Oh man, we have two people in the running for onesie of the week. This is going to be some stiff competition.
I think we should go. If I find a local air guitar thing, we're going to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if your competition is an air competition and you're not really there, but you're just there in the air? Man, it's getting really meta.
No, that's stupid.
Last story here really quickly before the break. A bear was discovered satisfying its sweet tooth behind the counter of an ice cream parlor in California in the resort city of Lake Tahoe last week. Deputies responded to an ice cream shop at Camp Richardson in South Lake Tahoe early in the morning and found a large bear inside just wreaking havoc on the cookies and cream.
I like it.
It's awesome, yeah. The deputies could hardly believe their eyes as they saw a huge bear behind the counter, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I get that. I missed that the first time I read that. The deputies could barely believe their eyes. Fox News, you can do better than that. Fox, I'm very disappointed in them.
At least you can watch the video. I'm trying to watch it.
Yes, well, if you'd queued it up, maybe it'd be ready to go. But the photos show the bear, who the sheriff nicknamed Fuzzy. Again, how original. Standing behind the parlor's counter and as if he were waiting on employees waiting to serve the responding deputies.
I mean,
It's greatness, man.
I never saw it. I never sent that video of the bear breaking into a house.
Probably not.
This bear broke into a house, started eating the cabinet stuff, and this guy walks down, sees the bear, and the bear just like looks at him, and the man slowly walks away out of camera. Next thing you know, the bear starts sprinting towards something, and all of a sudden you see the man with like an AR-15 and just put the bear down.
Ooh.
It was nuts.
No, you'll have to forward that to me.
Yeah, I was sitting there going like, well, that's one way for home defense, and poor bear, but...
Okay, so I said he was killing the cookies and cream. It says, with some encouragement, the bear ultimately left. They didn't have to put an AK to its head like in the story you just said, but only after showing interest in the strawberry ice cream. That's all he wanted was strawberry. Hey, man, the bear likes what he likes, you know? I can't do much about
Bears
that.
are curious.
They
things,
are curious.
you know?
All right, man, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about going on a very long walk. Right here on the Audience of One show, guys. Stick around.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Playing a game of chicken here. Who's going to start talking first?
I just like to make you a little
He's
nervous.
staring at me. I'm like, I'll go, but
Welcome back to the part 2, I guess, of this episode.
Smooth running episode, let me tell you.
I always
Love
like
it.
to remind folks, middle of the episode, that you can always send your fun articles to audienceofoneshow@gmail.com. That's audienceofoneshow@gmail.com. I always love reading weird things that may or may not be true. And then, you can always follow us on our social media and subscribe to us. Make sure to keep up with us every week. We deliver an episode at 10 a.m. usually on Fridays. Usually. You know, I still think it was worth canceling the show yesterday, the recording. I think it's worth it.
And I'm still just a bit solemn about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny is I had to drive into Houston. And again, every time I have to drive into Houston at an odd time, because usually if I have to go, I go like really early or I leave really late. And this was not the case. And I was like, people do this every day. And
Called commuting for work.
yeah, and I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to commute every day down there as well from
Yeah.
way up here in Montgomery.
Yeah.
Speaking of Houston, did you hear about the 11-year-old child that was shot after a ding dong?
I was going to send
we
that to
were
you.
just
talking about that.
and I asked if kids
No,
still
it's even
still
creepier.
did that, and I'll be dang, this kid did it and got shot.
I think they came out with a report a day or
my
two
God.
later
Terrible.
about there's suspicion that the man was actually waiting.
Yeah, I've
Which
heard
is interesting.
Yeah, that does add a bit of a wrinkle to it, right? It does seem premeditated that way, which doesn't bode well for him.
I mean, so I was in a similar scenario, but not as extreme.
The boy you shot was 12 and not 11.
No.
Okay.
I was sitting there, and we're at school, and for some reason these girls thought it's funny to go around to boys' houses and like toilet paper the yard and fork the yard.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
And I remember
Nothing like a good forking.
Yeah, and I remember somehow I got wind that they were going to come to my house. And the way my house was set up, I lived above the garage port, like the carport. So you could see the whole front yard and everything.
I know where you're going, yes.
So I got my paintball gun, and I just like a paranoid person, I just laid it right by the window, and I opened the window and closed the blind.
Oh my God, this is very serial killer.
I remember just in case.
Just bring it, man.
Just in case those girls try to come to my house.
Put on your MAGA hat and just sat outside. Love it.
Shoot my paintball gun at them. I remember how ridiculous I felt because I was like, it'd be kind of fun to do that. But then again, it's like, what happens if I hurt one of them and then they're just like, now I'll be that guy at school. And then the only defense I have is like, don't fork my yard, sister.
You know, you bring up an interesting point. I don't know that I've ever met anybody who has shot someone, but how many degrees of separation are you from a murderer? Do you know someone personally?
Personally, yeah.
Say you're is that 0 or is that 1 degree? I guess that's 1 degree. I don't know how many degrees I am because I don't know that I have met any murderers.
It's funny, I was talking to a family member.
But is this a murder or somebody who killed somebody in self-defense? Two different things.
It was an officer.
So that's not a murder.
So I remember being younger, And I was like, hey, have you ever like shot anyone or
I
killed
don't
anyone?
think you're supposed to ask that question,
Have you
man.
killed anybody? I was like 12.
Yeah, exactly.
And my favorite
You're not supposed to
thing
ask
is
that.
he looks at me dead in the eyes and he just goes, yes.
And that was the end of that
And that was the end of
conversation.
the
yeah.
conversation. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the same thing, but yeah, you have met someone who has ended another person's
Yeah.
life. That's
It's,
moving on.
I don't, murder though.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Maybe.
That's the thing. It's like you know somebody, but most people don't talk about these things. So it's entirely possible you could be a degree or two away and not have any idea.
I've known people who were murdered. But
Okay.
I don't never known a murderer.
I don't know that I've known anybody murdered. This is terrible. Dick, I didn't realize that you've lived such a traumatic life.
Well, I talk to a lot of people.
I'm sorry.
I try to branch
Is it still
out.
real to you? Is it still real?
Life?
The incident.
Oh no! Well, that was like years later. I found out they were murdered. So it was like, oh dang, that sucks. I think the wildest one was there was a guy in college, and he was an interesting dude. Like he always, I don't know. He always spent money on expensive things, and then he never had money. And then one time I took advantage of that, and I bought the first iPhone from him for like $50 because he needed cash. And I was like, I'll buy that for you $50. He's like, no man, I bought this for $500. Like, how about like $300? I'm like $50.
And then you shot him.
No.
Oh.
And then so for like 2 or 3 weeks, he still was trying to sell like $50 right here. I had $50 on me. I was like $50 right here. And so I got the first iPhone for $50. It was awesome. But anyway, years later, someone sends me an article, and he's going to prison for life. And I was like, that's crazy. And because he killed. I guess. Oh, see, this is why I don't know if it's technically murder. He was a drug dealer, and he did fentanyl, and it killed like 12 people or something like that. But like I don't think he purposely did it.
Yeah, it's slightly different,
But
the
I
law
would-
might think
But yeah, when
differently.
I saw that, I was like, oh wow. So he is a murderer. So there you go.
I think we should
I
change
hope he's a
subjects.
onesie. If you're listening now, you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Pennsylvania. You get any of those chips
We
delivered?
are worldwide. We're very popular in incarceration. In
So-
cell block 6.
But yeah, he was an interesting guy. But when I read that, I was like, wow.
So I was having the conversation the other day. I believe it was with my parents. Somehow it came up about eating bugs or insects. And
Yeah.
in certain countries, they do that out of necessity,
Okay.
right? Because they don't have enough cows and protein to go
Okay.
around. So
But they
eat
have a lot of
insects.
bugs.
They do. And it always inevitably comes to that topic of, well, the average person
Swallows them.
swallows
Yeah,
about 15 spiders every year in their sleep. That seems to be just common tropes that we all just believe, right?
yeah. So you looked it up?
I did not, but I just have
Guess
this
I have to.
hard. Yeah, got to do all the work around here. But I just have a hard time believing that this is actually true. One, how do they know? It probably had to have occurred like in some sort of sleep study. I'm guessing. People going for a sleep study and they're monitoring somebody, and the doctor's like, "Is that a spider crawling in his mouth?" And he just watched it happen, right? So he just had to sit there and go, "Well, there's one. Oh my God, there's another one." And then I guess they used some algebra and calculated out how many
Yeah.
times they think
I
this
mean,
would happen
it's
throughout a
definitely
year.
believable.
But I'm holding the doctors at fault. Why didn't they stop something? They just let it happen
That'd be really awkward if someone's fingers in your mouth.
over and over and over again.
Someone's fingers in your mouth. And you're like, what are you doing? I'm getting that spider. Trying to get that spider.
Why is it only spiders too? Why is it always spiders and not other bugs? You eat like 10 spiders every time you consume a pizza. Why is it a spider?
I don't know. Maybe because spiders are fearless. They just keep going.
Right.
Plus, it depends on what what bugs are attracted to. Do you think they're going to be attracted to like hot breath?
Maybe this was just a very depressed spider and he just wanted to commit Hare Krishna and just said, "There's a nice mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going in, folks. Here's a letter to my parents. I'm out." I don't know.
Do you think they swallow tarantulas?
That's a little too big of a bug. Speaking of eating, I also feel like we should normalize putting a napkin in our shirt when we eat, whether it be by ourselves or out in public. I think this is a very handy technique that we don't do enough of. I saw a dude doing that the other day, and I went, man, I wish I were brave enough to do that. That is a level of effort that I haven't reached yet, but I so desire to be there. Just puts the napkin down and just across his
Depends on
chest.
what you're eating.
And he's just like, bring it. I can be as sloppy as I want to. That's my man. That's my onesie of the week right there. Do you ever
Really?
do that? Do you ever implement the
My
nap?
dad does.
That's awesome.
But he's also that's actually was an ongoing joke in our family is how long does it take till Dad gets something on his shirt?
See, he's thwarted that.
Yeah.
I'll show you, kids. Put a napkin. No, that is good. I love that.
Well, it depends on what you're eating. Like if you're doing crawfish and all that kind of stuff, it's probably smart.
You
to
know
do
what?
that.
I do see a lot of people do that when they're eating crawfish.
Yeah.
I guess 'cause it's so messy. You can just
Yeah.
get elbow deep up in that thing.
I saw someone. What's so funny to me about that is the napkin thing kind of blows your mind, right? And then you're sitting next to the person who puts on gloves to eat crawfish,
I've seen that as well.
and I was like, people think that's taboo or whatever, and
I guess it's just so you don't have that spicy stuff on your fingers for. It seems like it lasts for hours, and you go and rub your eye. And then,
I love that. I love
You
that
love rubbing
challenge.
your
I
eye
love
with
that. No,
spicy.
especially when you go use the restroom and you totally forget, and you're like, well, I won't be forgetting for a bit.
Heaven forbid you get a little handsy with the lady. Don't do that either.
Yeah, and then they only have one ply toilet paper, and it gets even worse.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I always like that.
That's
like,
a bad situation no matter what.
Yeah, but it's okay to put a napkin on, but putting gloves on.
That's where you draw the line.
I'm like, what?
That's weird.
No, it's whatever.
Dick, I want to get your thoughts on Kids Bop. Have you heard of Kids Bop?
How many crawfish do you think you could eat?
And we're going immediately back to the story previously.
How many crawfish do you think you could eat without using your hands? In like, I'd say a 10-minute span. How many crawfish do you think you could eat?
So the thing is, if you just pick them up with your teeth and then just bite the tail off, you're missing out on a lot of meat.
Yeah.
But you're still technically eating one. So I imagine I could, I don't know.
But you would eat the whole shell.
No, you can pick it up, and I guess you wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
get that thing out very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you've got to undo that shell from the tail.
I think that's what I'll do next time I go to. I'll bring like $50 in ones, and I'll be like, "Hey, you got 5 minutes. How many every crawfish you eat, you get $1."
Yeah, that'd be difficult. Honestly, I'm going to say maybe one because you're gumming it. Looks like you're trying to chew your ear.
No, there's no rules. You can eat the whole shell if you want.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
Yeah, but it's for $1.
Oh, true. Anything for $1.
Yeah. I'll buy that for $1.
Kids Bop, Dick. Are you familiar with this music?
Are you talking about that Netflix thing?
No. Kids Bop
Is that Kids Bop?
is that the albums that they put out of popular music
Oh, cool.
every year,
Yeah.
once or
I
twice.
feel like
but
Disney did that.
But they clean them up, right, to make them kid friendly.
Okay.
So they take out all the bad words or
So
suggested
there's a clean
language.
version of WAP?
There absolutely probably is. And that's what I find really interesting about it, is because you have songs that are singing about WAP and putting a cap in someone's ass, and the kids change it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They change WAP to like wet, adorable puppy or something. I don't know. I just find it interesting that we have these songs that are really inappropriate, but we change a few words and you have children singing them.
Like, what's the worst one?
I don't know. I mean, that might be some of the worst
Because I can
ones.
see some songs that have like a curse where they make it clean, but like they're not insinuating anything like WAP is.
Why don't you look up top?
Is it WAP or is it WAP?
Yeah, I think it's WAP. But why don't you look up top Kids Bop songs? I'd be curious to know. Because some of them are very slightly changed, and then some of them they really have to do.
So was it called Kids?
Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
Probably with a Z, Kidz. And do they ever do Michael Jackson songs? Because that would be kind of weird. A bunch of children singing Michael Jackson songs. Or is Kids Bop kind of after his passing? You know, he's no longer with us.
All right.
What are some of the songs that the Kids Bop? Because I think they've put out probably 40 albums now. They do maybe one or two a year.
Oh, okay. Now I'm understanding what you're looking for. Okay, so all-time greatest. This is actually an album you can buy. I mean, it's just like Party in the USA. I Got a Feeling. Party Like a Rock Star.
Yeah, some of them are just kids singing versions of popular
Yeah.
songs. But if there are suggestions in there of inappropriate behavior or language, they do change the lyrics some. So I thought maybe there was
I don't really
an
know.
example in there.
I don't
but-
think that kind of defeats the whole purpose of that, right?
Well, that's the thing is, and then if you're a kid listening to that version and you actually finally get old enough to hear the real version, you're like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Here, actually,
I really thought it was Wet Adorable Puppy.
So apparently, I found a Reddit thread, and someone asked the exact question.
Oh, look at us.
Yeah, it says, "What's your favorite pop song that Kids Bop inappropriately covered?" And the number one was Lil Nas X's. I guess that's the person's name.
That is the artist.
Yeah, Montero. Call Me by Your Name.
Yes.
Is the one that shocked me the most. They turned "Shoot a Child in Your Mouth" while I'm writing, and they put a smile on your mouth whilst you're dining.
There you go.
I can't believe I just read that out loud.
Whilst.
I probably should have read that before.
Yeah, you probably should have done some self-editing there.
No way, dude. Yeah. So they have other ones, but I don't know any of these songs. So Destiny's Child, "Lose My Breath." Apparently, the entire song is about sex.
No way.
And they covered that song.
They changed it to "Holding Your Breath in a Swimming Pool," maybe.
Yeah. "Hotline Bling."
Which is a jam, by the way.
And then, yeah.
Anyways.
So hopefully that answers your question. I don't really care about this.
Well, I was just wondering what your thoughts were, because it's an interesting phenomenon, and I'm surprised at how popular they actually are. But apparently these things sell.
Well, apparently they did 2 Pink songs that had the F word in them.
I bet they didn't say F.
Well, no, they changed it. But yeah, Kids Bop. I guess
Kids Bop. We need to check it out, man. You know, I think Audience of One is like the Kids Bop of radio, to be honest with you. I don't even know what that means.
Well, we're audience friendly.
There you go. Dick, are you familiar with this new Stephen King movie called The Long Walk?
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. It's a movie about a group of young men that set out on a challenge to walk until they can't walk any further. And the last man walking, or still continuing to walk, wins. But everyone else must die.
Okay, cool.
Sounds very Stephen King.
Okay.
Well, apparently a movie theater had a really good idea to promote this movie, and made a prize for watching the movie. You could walk on a treadmill at a 3-mile-per-hour pace, and the last person to make it the entire movie while watching said movie was eligible to win a prize.
And what was the prize?
I don't know. Let's see if it says it's an influencers-only screening that took place August 30th. So this has already happened. While the prize for making it to the end of the movie is not untold riches, it will at least be an interesting way to get in your steps. It doesn't say what. Does it really matter? I don't really know. I just figured this is something you would probably like. Bits, tricks in movies. You got to walk on a treadmill at 3 miles an hour. The entire movie about walking. But I think other movie like genres could do this too. Maybe the adult industry could maybe no.
No,
maybe
there's
like
a man that walked by, like a big man, and he had this tiny bottle of Coke, and I was like,
outside the studio.
Yeah, he just walked by, like drank it.
You
And
look-
I was like, what the hell? Sorry, it just looked odd.
What's-
I mean, that's,
Maybe like the Hunger Games, you could have a little bit of action on that going on.
I
Who
don't-
can survive while watching the entirety of the Hunger
Yeah.
Games movie?
I don't really know. I mean, you could do different things. Like if you watch a horror movie, you could scare people, and whoever screams has to get out.
I don't know what they won. You're right.
I mean, you can put on like a really boring movie,
Who doesn't fall asleep?
like the movie Australia with Hugh Jackman and Nicole Kidman. Whoever falls asleep first gets out.
I'm not familiar with that movie, I don't think.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
It was so long. It's probably not a bad movie. I was like sitting there. I felt like I was there for 4 days.
No, I just think this is something that you would want to participate in. Bro, I'm going to a movie this weekend, but I got to walk on a treadmill the entire time. Dick, are you familiar with
Can you even walk for 2.5 hours? How long is that movie?
at 3 miles an hour?
You have to do 3 miles an hour.
It's at 3 mile an hour pace, which seems like a pretty
It's not that fast.
decent gait, right? It's not slow, it's not
Yeah,
fast.
you get to move.
So if a movie is 2.5 hours long,
Is it? I don't think it's.
and
2.5
you're
hours.
walking 3 miles an hour, how many miles do
I
you
don't know.
walk?
I don't do math.
No one would ever be able to know, huh?
I'm not gonna look that up.
I think it's like 7.5 miles is what I'm getting
But
at.
it sounds
That's a
like-
long
But it sounds
walk.
like a good workout if you want to watch a movie at home. Just get on the treadmill and watch a movie.
You could.
That sounds like
Except there's no consequence if you don't. In this case, you don't die.
Yeah.
Dick, are you familiar with what?
What would you do in that scenario?
What?
Because like I love these Stephen King ideas where it's out.
That's an interesting idea for a
yeah,
movie.
and it's just kind of like, but in reality, it's like why would you even allow that to happen? I'm like, all right, shoot me now. I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care.
Dude, I'm just tired. Leave me alone. I got a bunion that's bothering
Yeah.
me.
And they're kids. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Why is it always why does it have
Because
to
it's
be kids?
more disturbing that way.
Like
To our senses.
Like Hunger Games is really funny to me because
uh-huh.
because I was thinking about the idea of the Hunger Games, and I can see it working out for like gladiator style, like older people, kind of like Running Man. Usually in Running Man, in that movie book, it's convicts trying to survive, so like everyone's morally okay with it. But then now in Hunger Games, it's like, oh look, there's a 17-year-old. He's been training his entire life for this. Oh, by the way, there's a 12-year-old over here, and they're gonna be in the same competition. And I'm like, what's going on with that?
It's pretty wicked.
Yeah, like what's going on with that?
I don't know. But again, you could have that competition. I think it'd be fairly
I
interesting.
think that's really weird. Like I wouldn't want to watch that. I would watch the 17-year-olds kill each other. That'd be tight.
Right,
They've been
perfectly normal.
They've been trained their entire life.
Perfectly healthy,
I'm
yeah.
like, cool. But 12, I'd be like, that's a little
that's a bit
sadistic.
much. That's a bit much.
Unless they're like trained and they're little jumping monkeys over there. but you know what I mean? I don't understand those kind of books.
I don't want to watch 12-year-olds attack each other unless they're trained.
Now, if they're all 12, that would be pretty wild.
Gotcha.
But like,
Sounds like 6th grade to me.
But I just loved it when I saw that. I was like, wait, they're expecting this to be entertaining? Like, that's so weird.
Changing subjects abruptly, Dick, are you familiar or have you heard of shade balls?
No, I'm interested.
Shade balls. Well, I know in the summer there are quite a bit of balls
I
that
know
are looking.
exactly what this is.
Yeah, in the summer there's quite a bit of balls that might be looking for some shade, but that's not what I'm referring to. In 2015, 96 million floating plastic shade balls were dumped into the reservoir of the drought-embattled Los Angeles. It was a plan to save the water by preventing evaporation. And it worked. But there was one big elephant in the room that was somehow overlooked. The manufacturing of all of those plastic balls may have actually taken more water than it actually saved. But this is an interesting concept, and I had never heard of this before. But it makes sense. If you got a huge reservoir that's just evaporating water, cover it up with some big balls, some big black balls.
Yeah.
But I will say this, wherever these balls were manufactured, yes, of course it took water, but you could have manufactured them from multiple places throughout the world that maybe had plenty of water. So I do think overall it was a net positive, and you could probably scoop those things up and move them to another place that might be experiencing some drought conditions, as I know we have periodically here in the past. Although
I always feel it's made up.
droughts, seems like we're always in a drought.
No, here in the county. Because I always get notifications about groundwater levels, and the SJRA is talking about the dam and the lake, and I'm sitting there going like, yeah, I feel like this is made up. They don't really know what they're talking about.
Well, this was pretty interesting. These balls were deployed in the reservoir between August of 2015 to March 2017. During that time, they prevented about 1.7 million cubic meters from evaporating. Kind of neat. It's a cool video, too. I don't know if this link has it. They have these dump trucks that they pick up, and the balls just roll and bounce down the hill into the lake. It looks pretty cool. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the video. Pretty awesome looking. Kind of look like bowling balls. And you can see that reservoir there is significantly low.
Are you an expert in reservoir?
Well, I'm just judging that based
Where's
off
the line? Where's
the lines in the wall. It just looks really low, man. But it worked. So I had never heard of this. Video came across.
I thought you were
my
going to say something about the plastic that
it deteriorated into the water and then contaminated. Yeah, I thought that might be an issue, especially with all the microplastic conversations that we have.
I would love to own the company that makes these.
Right? Well, the companies are. Let's see. It was pretty funny. Good grief! I don't even see it now. There were some interesting.
Kind of cool.
Oh well. Oh yes, the Kava Madani Imperial College of London.
That's a lot of balls.
Yeah, so many balls.
Let's watch that again.
I don't know. A Van Nuys man has resorted to routinely blaring a train horn throughout the day to get the Los Angeles Police Department to pay attention to his concerns. I wonder if
that's a good way to do it.
The low reservoir was one of his concerns. But this, I thought, was a story right up your alley, Dick, as you are all about trains and train horns. But for the past 2 weeks, Bernarda Phipps and her neighbors have endured the deafening sounds coming from Gary B. I'm just going to call him Gary B. because I don't want to try and pronounce his last name.
Voyadakshan.
There you go.
It's definitely Russian or...
Neighbors have filed several noise complaints with officers responding to Gary B.'s home twice this Wednesday. Said that police have minimal options to enforce misdemeanors if an officer does not witness the crime. So this guy, apparently, I don't know what type of attention he's trying to get other than stop doing that, comes out of his house with a train horn and just blares it. He said he has
I can't believe he's legally allowed to. I know it's illegal here in Texas to have a train horn.
You would think so, right? Just to even possess it.
Found that one out.
Right, the hard way. It says he's been the target of harassment and assault, but the police won't help him. So what else what do you got to do? Get a train horn. That's the next logical step. This guy's out there just...
That's the biggest I need an adult cry in the world right there.
He says, I'm sorry to all my neighbors, but my life is on the line. I've got no other choice. What else can I do?
So,
he has a point.
So for over 12 years, he's being randomly assaulted by like an unknown assailant?
Look, I'm not going to victim blame here, but there might be some mental issues going on.
You think so?
I don't know. Just seems like...
Do you think he went on the dark web to get the train horn?
It's very possible.
Yeah. That's good for him. Good for him.
He said that 4 men in the past have assaulted him, but he did not have any visible injuries. And the police also couldn't he couldn't provide any proof of any police reports to help support his claim either.
Yeah.
So there's something going on here that's not on the up and up, Dick. But train horn.
Like most of your stories.
On the up and up or not on the up and up?
Not on the up and up. We
Dick,
need more information.
Are you aware that serial killings are on the decline?
Or are they?
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, isn't that whole point of serial killing is you don't know?
Well, I mean, you know after the fact.
Well, like, yeah. But how, again, why would you make that statement and then be like, hey, they could be happening right now, and the guy's just so clever?
Well, the reality is documented cases of serial killers in the United States are decreasing, and it's actually unclear as to why. And I'm going to take the bold stance right now here on these airwaves and say, you know what?
Probably TikTok.
I don't like serial killers.
It's probably TikTok. The mental health of this world is going way up.
Or they're just too busy TikToking and gramming to go kill somebody.
That's what I'm saying. The mental health is going up from TikTok.
Well, according to a database at Virginia Radford University and the Florida Gulf Coast University, serial killings in the United States peaked around what year, Dick?
I don't know, 1970?
1980. But have been well, yes, I figured. It's not like you have an empirical evidence, but have been dropping ever since. During the 80s, there were, on average, how many serial killers, Dick?
I don't know, 400.
768. You're pretty good at this. I'm a little concerned. As compared to 117 in the first half of the 2010s, or as I call them, the taints. Yes. Additionally, serial killers with victims of 2 or more or 3 or more are both dwindling. And I, for one, I'm happy about this, Dick. During the 2010 to 2015 time period, there were 54 serial killers who killed 2 or more individuals, as compared to only...
What's the definition of a serial killer? Is it like the number of bodies in a separate occasion, or is it the number of bodies in each occasion?
I think it has to be just someone who's killed more than once on 2 separate occasions.
2 separate occasions.
Yes.
Okay.
It's also interesting to look at some of the motives behind these killings. It's interesting. Within the United States, 31.76% of the killings happened because the killers gained some sort of enjoyment from it. For the thrill of it, the lust. While killing for enjoyment is the main motive for serial killers in the nation, it is closely followed by killing for financial gain, 30%. And then anger comes in a distant third. So distant at 18.7%. And then multiple motives, really just down there at the end at 9%.
Yeah, they got to cover the bases.
Yeah, that's for all the crap left over. We don't know why. But I, for one, I'm happy about this, Dick. I know you're pretty disappointed, but serial killings, I honestly do think it has something to do with the fact that
TikTok.
Technology makes it harder for people to commit things like this. They get
literally say that
caught.
in the article.
Oh, are you reading the article?
Well, you're trying to make yourself sound so smart, and I'm like, it literally just say it's probably because of technology.
I think that's probably a very low-hanging idea to come to, or conclusion to come to.
The high-hanging idea is TikTok, and that's my idea.
But that's also technology. What specifically about TikTok, though?
It's curing our mental health.
It's Curing it, not making it worse,
No,
huh?
it's curing it.
You know, I thought about going and killing some people,
But
but
now I got puppies.
this
and-
chick doing this little funky dance here kept me in the house.
Yeah.
You may have a point, actually.
They don't think about it. That's what I think.
You have a point.
But
Again.
here's the other side of the coin, though. I
Yes.
don't watch TikTok. Does that mean I'm going to become a serial killer?
Ooh, that's true.
So now I'm in trouble.
Yeah, maybe you should start. Does Instagram count, or is it just TikTok? Is it something with the algorithm in TikTok that just sets it apart?
I don't know. You know what's a random thought I had the other day?
I don't know, but you're going to tell me.
So you know how people are designing like vaccinations and all this kind of stuff, but they also have like all the bad diseases somewhere locked up. What happens if somebody somehow synthesizes like multiple personality disorder into like a shot, and then someone's like giving it to people?
I bet you it comes from Wuhan.
Well, I was thinking that'd be a pretty wild thing to do to somebody because you're not killing them, but you made them crazy.
Is it? Okay, but let's look at the bright side. What if that secondary personality is much better than your first
Well,
one?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that'd be really funny, a good movie. I think that'd be a good movie.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Because what if your first personality sucks?
Because there's certain times, like in my life,
I want another one.
that I feel like I sleepwalk.
Continue.
Well, because like you'll find like I'll find cuts on my feet or like I have bruises somewhere. I'm like, where did I get this bruise? And I don't remember falling down or hitting a side of a table or anything. And I'm like, where did I get this?
I'm so glad we uncovered this in minute 58 of the show or whatever.
And but yeah, I was like, but then that's when I started going like, I wonder if you could make somebody sleepwalk. And then you can also give them multiple personality disorder or schizophrenia. That would be pretty wild, right?
What would be the point?
Because you're a serial killer, or like you're the next level.
This
You're
is just
like-
tormenting before the kill, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
that doesn't necessarily kill somebody.
Yeah, but it's the long con. You're like, oh, no, this guy's 50. Let's give him some multiple personality disorders. See how he handles it.
Very well, I'm sure.
If the CIA wants to hire me and be head of this project, I'm available.
I'm not sure what they're going to hire you for, sir.
Well, you never seen all those researches they did for all the like LSD and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, we've talked about it.
Yeah. So why not go to the next step if we're gonna go crazy?
That's Operation... What was it called? Operation something?
Paperclip,
Yes, that's it. Operation Hot Dog or Paperclip or something like that, yeah.
where they were like
The LSD, they were feeding it unknowingly to folks in the 1950s.
prostitutes.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
It was awesome.
Because what I love about that is the consequence you have on yourself afterwards. You're like, well, I was with a prostitute, so yeah, of course, you never know what's gonna happen, and you just get dosed with LSD.
It was called Operation Midnight Climax.
Okay, so Paperclip's probably some other silly.
That
thing.
was probably something else, not related to
It sounded
climaxing.
cool. Sounded cool.
Yeah, and I think hot dog was also something completely
Yeah.
different. All right, Dick, it's time here for the quick hit.
Yeah, I think
at
that's
the
a pretty good
end
idea.
of the show. Dick,
Yeah.
do you know who Eugene Wesley Rottenberry is?
No, I did not.
He was an American television
Oh, Gene
screenwriter.
Roddenberry. Oh yeah, Star Trek dog. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I figured that you might. He was an American television screenwriter and producer who created the science fiction series and fictional universe Star Trek. But what I didn't know about this is this dude was born right here in the great state of Texas, if you consider El Paso as part of Texas. He grew up in Los Angeles, where his father was a police officer. Wonder if he shot anybody. Rottenberry flew 89 combat missions in the Army Air Force during World War II and worked as a commercial pilot after the war. Later, he joined the Los Angeles Police Department and began to write for television. Pretty cool, man. This guy's got a long list of things that he wrote, but of course, known mostly for inventing Star Trek. Do you think he has a little bit of jealousy over the success of Star Wars, though? Do you think he saw that and went, really? I was first.
No,
You don't think so?
no.
He also died in 1991, which means he did not have to see that series 1, 2, and 3 of Star Wars and that debacle. Jar Jar Binks. He didn't have to deal with Jar Jar Binks.
No,
so.
I mean, I think he knew how to write a good story, and he stuck with the whole premise. Star Wars went all over the place. I mean, think about the confusing New Hope when it was the original Star Wars, and you didn't know at the time Luke is over here making out with his sister,
Yeah.
and then the next episode, Empire, you're like, oh no, that didn't
really
that
happen.
didn't really
That
happen.
didn't really happen.
One of the funniest things about Gene Roddenberry that I always enjoyed was his wife was the voice of primarily like every ship.
Oh, really?
And I always laughed about that because I was like, can you imagine? Because I think they got
Going down,
I think-
Scotty?
well, I think they got a divorce or whatever. But like every episode, you hear your wife's voice in that computer tone.
You could just slowly make that computer more and more like bitchy, though.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
As a slight
like,
turn.
Because I'm trying to think.
And then finally Spock goes, we
How
got to
many-
recalibrate this computer. What's wrong with this thing?
Like Deck 9. But no, that always made me laugh because I was like, I can't imagine just editing every episode, or and there's your wife's voice every episode.
Oh, man.
But yeah, very iconic. That voice is very iconic to me. Actually, I kind of wish I could have that as my AI voice. That'd be tight.
Again, that's what I was asking. If you could have a voice in your head.
It'd be this woman.
It'd be this woman.
It'd be this woman, 100%.
Okay. Well, awesome.
And I would always say thank you.
I believe her name was Eileen Anita Rexroth. I don't know. Maybe that was her.
Who?
His spouse.
Well,
Eileen Anita Rexroth.
No, it was Majel Barrett.
Oh, Michelle Barrett. That's the next one.
Yeah.
Oh, they weren't married for very long.
No.
But her life. Oh, yeah, there she is in a nice Star Trek uniform. or
Yeah, but this
whatever,
guy's
shirt.
awesome, dude.
Well, he's in the running for our onesie of the week. Now we've had the, who all have we had?
He gets a lifetime onesie award.
We had the Batman PJ guy.
Okay, Batman PJ guy.
And then who was the second one you asked about? And now we have Gene Roddenberry competing against.
For the week, it would be Batman. But
Okay.
for lifetime achievement of onesies, it would be Gene Roddenberry.
Okay. So Batman onesie PJ guy, you are our audience of one
Isn't that great?
onesie of the week.
Why'd you
just
choose-
edging out Roddenberry?
Why'd you do Gene Roddenberry?
Because I figured you'd have something to say about it.
It's pretty.
And he's got a pretty interesting life. He was in World War II, fighter
'Cause
pilot.
there's a great-
born in El Paso.
there's a great
Don't
book-
question me in my onesie of the week or person of the week.
There's a great book about him.
Dare you?
And there's a transition in Star Trek where like he basically he started it all, right? So he felt like he had creator ownership, but then I think it was TNT at the time, was producing a new series, and he was just like, I want nothing to do with this. You can't put my name Star Trek. He's like, well, actually we can. And then it became a huge thing. Like, that's not the real Star Trek because Gene Roddenberry had nothing to do with it. And stuff like that. It was really funny to me. I was like, this guy's so egotistical. It's great. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. That's for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you, onesies. That's all we've got time for this week. As Dick alluded to earlier, like, share, subscribe, follow, tell a friend, make it awkward.
It was great to see you today.
Yes, it was. I'm glad we got this one in,
Always
buddy.
a gem
Always.
of a day with the onesies. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Till next week.